Hello everyone, we're ready. We will be up here and running in just a minute. I'm going to post our link over on the website. The website is jollyrogerukulele.com. Tonight we're going to be talking about arranging music, and so go to, if you go grab your paperwork, and we're going to sit down and make some notes on it. And I give you a worksheet tonight, so hopefully you can take a look at that. And we'll figure it all out together. So let me put this on the website first so people will come and join us. There it goes. Fine. Select down some orchestra. Today is August 8th. Link to join.
What's that shirt?
I'm not sure.
F sharp.
Right. That's probably F, so this is F sharp, maybe. Just that one step up from F.
There's that.
F7.
Update. Alright, so we got that on the website.
Does it say
ps://jolly-roger-ukulele.com. Patience. Nothing happens. Alright. Desktop. Ukulele. Jolly Roger. Tweet. Alright, so I've done that now. It's me logging into myself. And alright, Philip is here. Yay, you made it. Okay, Carol, hello. Guys, let me know if you can hear okay. I've got the microphone kind of far away from me. Michelle is in. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Alright, and I've got... Alright, I can close that window. And I've got our main window up. Alright, so tonight you want to have Godfather Theme, Are You Having Any Fun, and By the Light of the Silvery Moon. And we're gonna talk about them a little bit, and then we're going to play them, and then we have an odd situation in that all three players here tonight, we only had three show up. What the heck's going on? Are playing baritone. So plan on looking at the baritone sheets as well. Well, I will teach you from the ukulele sheets, but because most of you guys will be on ukulele, and I think that's what I need to tell you. So let me pull that out. Share this. Share. Okay, there's that. And then I'll go grab the baritone stuff. Baritone and what was the other one under? Broadway. Broadway. Okay, so I'll share this with my thing.
Yeah.
Alright.
We went to the movies the other day. They were previewing 2 horror films. I finally just like, I'm not going to look. Just keep my head down. All the scary music to stop.
The last horror movie I saw was 7. That's how much it scared me. I'm not going back anytime soon.
There was one a couple years ago. Just even that stupid preview freaked me out. I think it was called Shutter Island.
Yeah.
This little bony old lady crawled up the wall and then across the ceiling.
I used to
You're like
do
it.
them every week.
You were a big horror movie fan? That's funny.
But I couldn't stand them now.
Oh gosh, no.
No, I saw a scary movie when I was about 8 or not 7 or 8, little, right? And I didn't sleep for a week, and I was like, I'm never going back. Hey, Maria, welcome in. Sydney is in the house. Cold there this morning. We haven't heard the word cold in the northern hemisphere at all this season, so I'm glad. I'm glad you're cold. Philip, you can hear me good. Shirley, welcome in. Good to be here. Fun classes. Yay, glad you're here. Michelle says I sound good. Thank you. Annie, just listening in tonight. Jen And it's chilly morning in Sydney. That makes me just delighted. It's so funny. We've just been struggling under this heat bubble all summer in up here in the northern hemisphere. And so I'm kind of envious you guys are chilly. That's exciting. Hey, Jacqueline, welcome in. Linda's here tonight. Philip, there's a chance that we'll dip out early tonight. Been a long day. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, we're actually gonna have a fairly short episode tonight because part of what we have to do involves you doing some homework, right? And so, but I do want to talk about. Okay, I'm gonna teach on ukulele. You guys are on baritone. You have to just, in your mind, convert it magically. As I mentioned a minute ago, we have all baritone players in the house tonight. There's 300 of them. And so when we get ready to play, I will have to make some accommodations. But I want to talk about the Godfather Theme piece first. If you printed out the worksheet, pull that up. If you printed out the full piece of music, pull that right. Well, it doesn't matter because one gives you a chance to work on it and the other gives you a chance to just play. One of the things I'm going to be working on is sending you out an occasional email with arranging and composing suggestions, I think. And Diane, who is here tonight, she says, well, last time we were working on arrangements, I would arrange things differently than you did, Gary. And that's what you want, right? It's absolutely something that we encourage, that if I arrange everything will start to sound the same. But if you guys have the skills to do it, you'll come in and you'll be like, you know what, I don't think the way Gary did that was the way I would do it. Let's do it a different way. And that's ultimately, especially with arrangements, you don't want everything to sound the same. And that is, I have a way that I work that always works. It's sort of cut and dried. It's a great place to get you started, and hopefully some things I say tonight will make some sense to you. But mostly what I want to talk about is that everything that I suggest are just that, suggestions, that you need to take a piece of music, wrestle it into something that makes sense to you, and I'll give you some tips on what I would do. So tonight I want to first look at the ukulele sheet music for Godfather's Theme, and then we will probably play it on baritones when we're ready to play it. But let's take a look at. Let me pull this up in my thing here correctly so that I can talk from wisdom. So Godfather Theme on ukulele is the one I want to look at first. And again, if you just printed out the worksheet, that's fine. And so Godfather Theme, and then. And baritone players here, will you guys just take a moment to peek through those chords and make sure that you know what those are doing? I have them, and then the other ones I haven't. RST. Okay, so Godfather Theme, ukulele. Earlier this week, I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before. I think it was yesterday. Michelle came down to just chalk ukulele for a while, and she's playing amazingly well. And she says, "What's the best way to really get started on a piece of music? And what's the best way to get started on an arrangement, you guys? If you were taking slow, right? One, give yourself permission to play slow. What other suggestions do you guys have?
You mean making an arrangement?
No. Just if you get a sheet of paper in front of you, what are some of the things you do to tackle that?
I look at it.
Yeah,
Just look at it over, right?
Yeah, and I want to know what parts are similar or identical.
Okay.
And where the intro is and where the coda,
Okay.
outro, whatever.
So let me repeat just louder because so to make sure people are hearing. What Elizabeth is saying is she will look a piece of sheet music over, looking for outros, intros, parts that are similar within the piece.
And different. Like if you get an A section and part of it is different the next time it comes
Yeah, exactly. So you see an A section and then you see another A section, but there's something wanky about it. You want to pay attention to that. Okay. What other things do you look at?
Look for repeats and stuff too.
Look over your repeats. I think that in my mind as a teacher, that's almost always the first thing that we have to go over is you're going to play here, then you're going to go back, you're going to go there, and then you got to jump over here, and it's ridiculous, right? And the more modern the sheet music is, the more likely that's going to be challenging. What else? Okay, that's the next thing is we want to look at chords, right? If I'm looking at this piece of sheet music, Godfather Theme, the first thing that jumps out at me is C minor instead of C major. Now I know I got to work harder without any other thought in my head. I'm like, and then this very second chord, F minor suspended second. What the heck is that, right? You're like, I don't even know what that is. I kind of like the shape of the chord there a little bit, but I have no idea what that even means. Believe me, guys, I had to look it up too. I was playing it going, that sounds really cool. I wonder what that, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, all right, I got an F minor, so E minor up, that's an F minor, but I got this wanky note on the top, so that's a G, which in the key of C minor, it would be a suspended second. So yeah, while I was able to figure it out, it's not something that's just in your head, right? So I think looking at the chords, Elizabeth, send me some other things that you take a look at. While she's looking up, the other things I noticed chord-wise on this, I'm going to be fine playing the F minor. I've seen that a number of times. G7 at measure 13 is hanging out. I know that I've got that together. B flat at the end of 17. Depending on where you are in the food chain ukulele-wise, B flat is either just another chord or it's the worst chord ever, right? And I think that you can make an argument for both of those cases. 19 and 20, E flat. That came up last year in orchestra. Mike put a piece in E flat, and a lot of people were not comfy at all with that chord. And right next to it's a D flat. And so while you've been given the open chords because those fit with the ukulele arrangement that I put together, really the way to think about it is E flat drops down to D flat, and that comes from your bar chord worksheet. You've got your E flat, D flat, so all that makes sense that they're next to each other. But so those are important things to think about. So in other words, Godfather Theme, at least an initial overview, looks kind of scary. Like, oh, maybe this is quite a lot that I'm going to have to deal with. But I think you'll find out it's not that way at all. Anything else, guys, that you would peek at? Yeah.
Time signature.
Time signature. All right, let me talk to you about what it should be pretty high on the list of things you look at. Okay, if you go to your ukulele strum along, you don't know what time signature in it. Doesn't matter. You're hoping whoever's singing it will have good rhythm and they will help you through it. But the time signature in instrumental music is probably the most important thing to actually look at. This one's in 2/4. And what does that mean, guys? That means you're going to have 2 quarter notes in every measure or some subdivision thereof. So in measure 1, you have 4 eighth notes, right? So you add those together, it equals 2 beats. Measure 3, that's like, oh, now I see what's going on. You only have 1 half note, right? That's worth 2 beats. And so it's going to, in the old days we said 2/4 was march time. Boom, 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 right? You're supposed to play it like that, but it's not in modern music. It's used in other ways, and so don't think of it as just a march. Think of it as 2 beats in the measure, and the first beat matters more than the second beat.
Why would they not just do it in 4/4?
Well, we'll see why in just a minute, right? So it can be done in 4/4. It can be done in 2/4. There's. Did you bring baritone?
No.
Oh. Sit close. A ukulele player just walked in. We're saved. The best ukulele player just walked in. So yeah, you're in 2/4, and I could have put it in 4/4. Most of the time when you see this piece of music, I put it in 4/4, but I wanted to make your arranging project make a little bit more sense. So the key signature also here you guys don't care about key signatures because you play from tablature, but the key signature here is an E flat, or I'm sorry, a C minor key signature, 3 flats. We don't usually play in that in ukulele, but it's in this because it fits really nicely on your ukulele. That's why I chose this key, because it really just lays in there beautifully. And so while there are some things that you haven't seen before necessarily, a lot of this stuff you can sort of get a handle on early on when you're getting ready to do your arrangement. Elizabeth, did you have any other thoughts on that?
Well, the first thing I did is I just looked through to see what the chords were, and I wrote them down per section.
Right.
And then I spelled them all out. You know, GB led D. Yeah. Anyway, I spelled each of the chords out.
Took time to study your chords, right?
I was studying my chords.
Right.
I hadn't played them yet.
Okay.
But I just wanted to get a feel for what was so.
Hey, Kat.
I figured out 0 through measure 15 was the same as 24 through 39.
Yeah, so this piece does have really a repeated A section, for
There
sure.
was a transition 16, 17 through about 23.
Right.
And then the ending part, I guess that went through 44. Yeah, 36 through 44. And where's the crazy part? Oh, the crazy part is are you having any fun?
Oh, yeah, that's a different song. Don't talk about that one yet. So Elizabeth is taking a look at the structural elements of the song quite a bit. The one thing we haven't mentioned, and it's really key to what you're going to be doing, is I need you to play through the melodies, right? Once you've looked the piece over, you got to know the melody, and I would tell you on ukulele, I don't waste my time anymore on songs that don't have strong melodies. I don't waste my time. I would love to arrange Prince's Purple Rain or Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have. They just don't have great melodies, and so you end up not being able to get out of the instrument what you're hoping to get out of it. Can somebody do it? Yeah, usually they're a singer. They come up with cool chords and make it happen. But in terms of from an instrumental perspective, you want to make sure that it is a song that you can sing in the shower, that you can whistle as you're walking down the streets, something like that. And this is one of those songs where it has got a very noticeable melody. So I'd like to play melody. I'm going to have the baritones play these chords as best you can, right? These are not ones in your general wheelhouse, but we will for sure. We've got Erin here, and she's a legit player, and so I'm gonna have her play as loud as she can, and I will join with her. I'll join with you. Godfather Theme. I do. Erin showed up totally ready. Hold on, let me give her a piece of music.
Do you have a Godfather ukulele?
I do. Godfather. Let me
No, I haven't.
see. I printed out a few just in case anybody showed up unprepared.
I did the baritone one.
Oh, okay.
But if I want to play the chords, I better.
Well, we'll do the baritone one in just a second. Okay.
We'll do them both. What the heck?
All right. Godfather Theme, page 1. Godfather Theme, page 1. Do you want one too, Diane?
I have one.
Oh, you have one. And then Godfather Theme, page 2. Godfather Theme, page 2. There we go. All right. Beautiful. Now, so we know how the song goes and structurally, and we know how the chords work. And I noticed Yago saying, "Hey, what happened to the MuseScore workshop?" I've moved it to a different way of teaching it. It did make sense for us to talk with the computers and live and all that stuff. So I am going to do a MuseScore worksheet, Yago. Just keep an eye on your email, and I'll let you know when that's going to happen. Sam's already done her tough uke. Have you already done your tough uke arrangement?
What?
Did you do your tough uke arrangement?
For Godfather?
Yeah.
I did part of it.
Did
and
part of
then
it.
I did part of the other one as well.
Okay. All right, cool. And Linda is in. Linda went up to Aspen today. I'm a little jealous. So before you ever start arranging a song, play the melody to make sure that it comes out of the ukulele like you think it's going to. So I'm going to play the melody. Erin hopefully will back me up. And baritone players, as best you can, pick as many of those chords out as you can get. Okay. And guys, play loud enough to try to get it into the speaker or the microphone from the top. It's an in 2, so I'm just going to count 1, and then I'm going to do 3, 3, 6, and then you guys could just, again, we're only playing the melody. Okay? Ready? 1. 2, 3, go. 2, 3, 4, 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 go. 2, 3, page 2. 2, 3, 4, go. 2, 3, 4, go. 2, 3, 4, go. And repeat, right? So it sounds like the song, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Babe, right? Right? So there's a melody there that sounds like the song. We can play it. We're moving around. One of the keys with when you're looking around at a piece of music, look at the standard notation. If you're going to type this into MuseScore, Yago, and so if the sheet music, the standard notation is moving around, you probably got an okay melody. And you'll notice, looking at the standard notation, lots of ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. That's giving you a hint there's probably a pretty solid melody underneath there. Diane.
It's in 2/4 time.
2/4 time.
Why were you counting 1, 2, 3?
I was counting it in 4/8 time. So I just doubled the time signature just because we were playing it so slowly that you could count it like that if you wanted to. I felt like it was easier. But yeah, you would count it as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1
So I could
and 2
arpeggio.
and. Yeah, you can arpeggio in 4, right? So you can just arpeggiate. Is that a word? I think so. It is. It is now. In thinking in 4, right? Thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, or thumb, index, middle, ring. You can arpeggiate on the 8th note. I'm counting the 8th notes only because we're playing it so slowly that it made more sense that way. But yeah, the correct way to count it in 2/4 time is 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and so on for the whole thing. So yes, you caught me counting it incorrectly.
Well, no, I mean, I
Yeah.
was trying to strum.
Right. So when you're in 2/4 time, you're either thinking 1 strum per measure or 2 strums per measure, probably. Arpeggios, obviously, you're thinking, hey, 4 plucks per measure is going to sound pretty cool. So great thinking in terms of how you perform it, right? So then let's talk about, all right, the melody works. Those are the chords, like them or not. When you get ready to do your first arrangement, don't start on a piece that's this hard, okay? Go find yourself a song that's a kid's song or something. I did not start on arranging at this level. I give it this to you guys because I knew you want to play great music, and most of you aren't going to do the arrangement anyway. But I want you to think about, go get yourself something that's in 4/4 time that's meant for kids that has a great melody. Go arrange that first so that you get comfortable with the process. Let's talk about my process here and what I did. And if you are looking at the worksheet, set your worksheet aside for the moment. Let's talk about my thinking here. I could have put this in 4/4 time, or I could have put it in 2/4 time. It wasn't going to matter because every single time there's a beat, either a beat 1 or would have been a beat 3 in 4/4 time, I'm sticking a chord on there. So in other words, my first 3 notes are 3, 3, 6. Now I know for sure I want to include that C minor chord there with my melody, so I just went ahead and put the chord in underneath there, and you see how it works. Okay, the next measure, I've got this F minor chord here. I debated and debated and debated whether to add on there sus2 because it sends the message that that matters. It doesn't matter. I'm just leaving this top string open. Okay, I'm just playing an E minor up 1 fret, and you get this cool extra note here that's not going to get in the way, and it's a little more mysterious, and that makes your ukulele sound more like it's, you know, Godfather, right? So now I'm going to add that chord in there. Whoops, and I got to remember to add my melody note at 5. Up, and then I got to find the 4. Let me try one more time. There. And then you got just C minor, right? The melody note's a 3. It's sitting right underneath that C minor. Okay? And then I put in a decorative note in the middle of measure 3. Bum, bum. That's just to keep the timing going. Bum, bum. And then 3, 3, 6. And then again, same thing, chord on the first beat, and then measure 7, chord on the first beat, and look at the melody note's a 1, the F minor, you hold the F minor, it sits right underneath there, and this happens all the time in arranging. You will have your chord sitting right underneath the melody. It works so often you can't believe it, right? Bump, bump. Now I noticed at measure 5, that putting in the chord there wasn't going to be helpful. I'm running out of strings, honestly. So I'm going to play 1, 4, 2 by itself, and then I've got that goofy F minor again. It looks like you could just do a G7 shape on fret 4. You could do that, or you can do a real F minor shape with your pinky on 5. Okay. And you can hear that dissonant sound from the suspended second. Makes it sound really mysterious and cool. Okay, and then 2 5s, and then again a little bit of melody here. And then look, your melody note on measure 11 is a 3 sitting underneath that C minor. It fits in perfectly. Bum, bum. And then now we have a new piece, a new idea in the song. It's almost like a pickup into a new idea. So I did not put the chord there. Oh, 3, 1. And now you have a weird shape. It says G7, but your melody note is a 4, so you're going to have to use your pinky on the 4. But if you've got the G7 on, your middle finger's sitting on the 2, your pinky's going to go up here to 4, and you're just going to have to do a little pinky dance here. Bum, bum, 1, 4, bum, bum, bum. Drop your middle finger to get the 2, and then another beautiful C minor. Bum, bum. So that's how I arranged the first section. It was chord on the first beat in almost every measure, trying to put that chord down so that you can fill out the measure and then just play some melody after it. And a lot of times when you're newer and you look at sheet music, it's like, it feels crazy, but you start to see pretty much that chord is going to show up on beat 1 and beat 3. In this case, beat 1 and then beat 1 again. Which one are you looking for?
C.
Ukulele.
GCEA. This one.
Okay, and then page 2.
Godfather Theme.
Another Godfather Theme. Yeah, that's what you need. That's the one I'm talking from. Second section starts at 16, right? Bum, 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 bum. that's really just a pickup into the next section. And you have this beautiful B flat there. Why mess around with it? Your melody note's a 1. You got a beautiful B flat there. Play it. Got a decorative note in the 1. And then your next B flat is up on 5. Okay? And the only reason I move it up there, the melody's on fret 5, so you can use your high B flat there. Blum. And then you're just going to take your pinky to the 8, slide back to get the 4, and then you've got this E flat. It looks like a C minor from the tab perspective, but you probably want to put your E flat on because this note is going to come up in the next measure. So put on an E flat. That may be a new chord for you. 0, 3, 3. Bonk, bonk, 3, 1, 3. And then you've got this beautiful D flat that happens here. Just put a bar on. Now you notice most of the time when I'm carrying that over into the next measure, it's the same note, but in this case the chord changes, so I have to get rid of the 1 and make it a 0 to get my F minor in there. 1, 4, 2, or 1, I'm sorry, 1, should be 1, 4, 2, and then you've got a G7 as your chord, but the melody note's a 3, so it looks exactly like a G chord. Bum, 2, 2. Now it goes back to this repeats the beginning. So I don't want to talk through that again. You can take some time to look at it. The beginning is exactly the same as what starts at measure 24. And we carry that all the way through. And then it just sort of repeats. So there's really only 2 main sections that you're working on here. So that's what we're doing. How you feeling? You ready to play? Okay, Aaron's ready. All right, so you guys we'll play the baritone version in just a moment, but let's play the ukulele version and then we'll try it.
We're going to try to do the chorus.
Okay, I got faith in you. Okay, all right, all right. And guys, I know most of you are sight reading the music. The purpose is not necessarily to put the greatest version of Godfather Theme ever together. It's to get you thinking about how you can take chords, put them underneath the melody. I haven't changed one note of the melody at all in the tough uke line. I'm only just dropping in chords underneath the melody when and where it makes sense. And that's how you think of it as an arranger. You probably can't mess around with the melody. Here's what I suggest. If you want to get everybody super excited, go grab any Beatles song and change one note. One.
Maybe the timing.
Yeah, or move one thing an 8th note either earlier or later, and you will have lots of people explain to you that it's wrong. Luckily, I have plenty of people around me who tell me I do things wrong. What I'm really telling you is, with melody, you usually don't mess around. I usually just take it straight out. If I'm going to write a new song out, I go get a piece of sheet music. I type that into MuseScore. I don't use MuseScore, but my Finale. I type the melody in exactly what it says from whatever sheet music I have. I put in their idea of chords. Those I change a lot. A lot of times their ideas of chords is crazy sauce. But it's got to make sense to me from a melody perspective first, and then I go through and I listen to it with the chords to make sure that they're going to work together. A lot of times when I'm finishing up a song, I'll change chords, add extra chords in, delete chords, that sort of stuff. But the melody really never changes once I'm convinced that if I play it on my instrument that it sounds like the song. Okay? All right, guys, are we ready? Okay, this is a big moment. Okay? Aaron and I are playing tough uke, so don't press the tempo, okay? Okay? And those of you online, please know you'll forgive us for errors, right? We know that. I will count it as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, okay, and I will count as. Let me count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, and then I'll do the pickup. How's that sound? That gives you plenty of time to see what tempo I'm working at. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, go. bum, 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 bum. Second ending. Nice. Nice. I put on an open C there. So two things out here. One, baritone players, they've been busy shushing around behind the scenes here. They got the chords figured out. Then it's super easy for me to play. I'm just listening for them to drop in their chords. Boom, boom, boom. Like that's how music's supposed to work, right? And all of a sudden I got a drummer. We got baritone players on chords. I'm playing the tough music. I'm listening to Erin. She's killing it over there. Beautiful, beautiful moment. Beautiful moment in Godfather history.
No horse heads.
No horse heads. It was the first time they put that on TV. My mom made me cover my eyes. She let me watch the show, except for that part. Somehow they knew that was coming up. Let's switch to baritones. Let's see how you guys do. Okay. Nice. Really exciting. All right. So grab your baritone sheet music. Ugh. By the way, nice job, you guys, for sight reading that. That's really beautiful. You ready for the baritone chords? So you will need to have. You will need to have. Godfather, baritone, Godfather. I don't know how many else you're gonna know. Those are pretty tough. All right, so if you don't have a baritone, you're now on chords, guys. G minor on ukulele. Looks like your G7 sort of, okay? But you're gonna put your index finger in like that. That's your G minor shape, okay? If your C minor shape on ukulele is just these three, okay? And when you see C minor sus2, just play a C minor, okay? I don't think that's right. I don't know if that transferred over correctly. The shape is correct for baritone, but I don't think the name is correct. D7, hopefully on or ukulele, you know it looks like that. Okay. You know your F chord, of course. You know your B flat, of course. Your A flat is a bar chord on 3 with the F shape in front. That's A flat. And I think that's all the chords. Okay, that's all your chords. So obviously there's a few chords that are a little tougher. Mostly get the ones you know, or get the ones you can. And otherwise you know this chord, right? This is the number 1 chord when you don't know what chord it is. Just hold your strings lightly, strum down, and that way you keep the drum going, right? All right, I'm going to play the Godfather Tough Uke, and baritones are going to join me as best they can, right? They're sight reading, and Aaron's going to, best she can, knock out some chords for us. And again, when you're on chords, if you don't know the chord, try to keep the beat, right? That way that's easier for those people who are running the melody to get that. And obviously when you're a soloist, you don't care about any of that. You just do the best you know, if you need to slow down or speed up, you slow down or speed up. And then, you know, let the academic people tell you that you're doing it wrong, okay? So from the top, ready? I'm going to count in 4 and then 1, and then we'll go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Bonk, bonk. Bonk, 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 bonk. Bonk, bonk. Bonk. All right, we got out of timing. Let's go from 18. We were doing so good, and then we got out of timing just a little bit. So in fact, let's go from 16. Okay, we just got we got the chords just a little out of whack there. So from 16, again, I'll count in 4, give you 1, and then treat 3, 3, 2 as the pickup. I'm counting in at 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. Bonk. 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 Sorry. Bonk. 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 Second inning. Bonk. Beautiful. All right, so you got the basic idea. Again, the main idea tonight was to talk about arranging, not so much about playing. We'll play it. We'll use this as a backup one for next week. Next week, I want to cover Over the Rainbow. It turns out, almost 3 years now of building Jolly Roger from zero. Right? Is it 2.5 years? How long have we been in the pandemic? 2.5.
March of 20.
It's 2.5 years, right? So a little about 2 1/3 years. I forgot to ever teach Over the Rainbow. So next week we're going to cover that in detail, and I'll post the sheet music this week. But you've got Godfather Theme now, and this is a good arrangement, guys, so mess around with it and turn it into something beautiful. Also, the following week, August 22nd, we're having Summer Celebration, and there's a little confusion as to what that is. That's just you just show up and play something, right? You're not auditioning for anything. There's no pressure there. You come in and you sing a song, you play a melody, you bring your harmonica, I don't know, whatever you want to do, and regale us with the beauty of your work from this summer. Find something that you've been working on or something that you worked on back in the day. You know, Erin probably has taken the summer off. She has a tendency to do that. Did you? Did you take the summer off? No? Yeah, she's doing this. Bring us a song on the 22nd. Those of you guys that are out of town, pick up your phone, it's sitting in front of you right at this moment, right? Here's how you do it. Okay, take this. You push the camera thing on. First, I gotta get Henry off. Okay, and then you push video, and then you make sure it's pointed at you, and then you just press record, and you play your song, and then when you're done, you stop recording, and then you Dropbox it to me, and then we put you on international YouTube's. You'll be famous among ones and ones of people. So, Elizabeth.
Not ready for human consumption.
Elizabeth is planning on wearing her bikini and playing a dirty song. Nothing should get people here more than thinking about that. So that's a really good. I'm going to put that out on the email that you're going to do. It doesn't have to be ready for human consumption if it's a work in progress. Let's put it that way. That's what you really mean. I would rather it not be so ribald as to be needing to put an NC-17 rating on it. That's the only thing I will ask. I think other than that, just play something that you've been working on. I'd love that. I know you're always songwriting, and so we'd love to hear something there.
This is not the summer of songwriting.
I know, right? You've had stuff. So I have not gotten any songwriting done this summer either. That doesn't mean that's not going to happen in a big rush. But okay, and so let me double check. We got a few notes here. Lovely arrangements, Linda says. Thank you, Linda. Christine says this is fun for us. Phew, just in time for the baritone. Phew, Kari made it. By the way, Kari, I have 6 ukuleles for you to pick up. Now.
So I had a question on. We should be playing most of that melody in third position.
Yeah, you know, Mike's question is, hey, should we be playing most of this melody in third position? And I'd say, yeah, right? I mean, if you think about it, G minor is here, right? So yeah, and then I've got C minor. Okay, with that weird suspended sound is right there. The melody's hanging around 3s, 6s, and 5s. It does drop down to 1 every now and then, but when that happens, to get there, for me, the hard part was getting my 2/4 arrangement on. That kept beating me up a little bit. But yeah, I would say for sure that's one of those smart musician things Mike's asking is, where am I going to be hanging around on my fretboard the most? In this case, because it's in a weird key that we don't play in a lot, you probably are not in comfortable positions like you are if we're playing, you know, She's Coming Around the Mountain or something, which will be in first position almost certainly. But the thing is for me, it's very important that you guys as ukulele players we have no limits, right? When you get to go hang out with stupid guitar people, they're in 4th position, they're using capos, they're using all this nonsense to make you think they know more than they do. And with ukulele, I want you to be able to play in third position or fifth position or ninth position if you need to. And so that's something, yeah, we're all super comfortable hanging around down here. This is where we want, this is where we make our bread and butter, right? But when you go see a real ukulele player, a professional, this is where they hang around, right? Tammany Gardner just put up a new video from her. I think she's at one of those fringe festivals. I don't know. I've lost track of where they are. The whole thing, just 90 miles an hour right up here, right? And so as you become a more competent player, you want that fretboard open up. I think it's a great thought here is, hey, this song is hanging around in 3 for the most part. Probably ought to think about that. I also try now to play, when I'm playing through it, I used to be very reticent to take things off of the first string, move them on the second string, and be higher up the neck. But so often it's just way more convenient fingering to do that, and so that's a great question. I want to talk very briefly, since we have all baritone players here, will you grab and all baritone players, and Erin, who's an honorary baritone player, she has a baritone too, she just didn't bring it tonight. Let's look at Are You Having Any Fun baritone version. Okay, those of you on ukuleles, you'll be fine. These chords are not bad. Are You Having Any Fun baritone version. Are You Having Any Fun baritone version. Okay. Diane and I were talking earlier. Where's this song? How come we know this song? I don't know why. She and I both feel like we know this song from somewhere. This song is from an unknown Broadway show from 1939. But I was looking for a song that seemed fun and joyous after a rather rough summer for me, and this just fit the bill. And it was just like, oh yeah, it's a very sweet little thing, but it sounds familiar, and I don't know if it was in a commercial. She thinks maybe Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers danced to it or something. I don't know where it's from. Well, I know where it's from. I don't know why I happen to have some recollection that I've heard this song before. Let me give you a basic overview of it. Let's do exactly what Elizabeth is suggesting. Look the paper over before you start just going at it, right? Your first thought is, I'm going to play the tough uke, and you just go straight to there. But we're in 4/4 time. Whew, okay, got a 4-beat count in. Whew, okay, so far we can get along with this song better than the other one, right? First chord, we're looking at the baritone sheet, guys. We got a G chord. Even if you own the ukulele, you're fine. You know your G chord. You know your D7. So the first line is set chord-wise. I see a repeat there, so I know I'm going to be coming back. The one thing I don't like that I see right off the bat, I see dotted 8th notes followed by 16th notes, and that usually sends us into a bit of a pinch, right? But if you think of them as just 8th notes, are you having any fun? And then make them cooler. Are you having any fun? That's what dotted 8th notes up against 16th notes do. They just make it sound galloping. And so, good night, Philip. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. So when we're thinking about playing this, are you having any fun? Then just go back and make it more exciting. Are you having any fun? Okay, that's what those do. I don't ever count them specifically. I just know, hey, I just have to gallop my way through them. Next section, I see a D chord. Ukulele players, you're fine. D7, you know, C sharp diminished, whatever. You skip it, right? Play a C chord. Well, it's a C sharp. I don't know. It's play nothing there, right? D, D7, D, G7, C. All right. So the only place where things get a little messy down there at measure 10, I see a C minor 7th. On ukulele, I'm playing just what I was playing before, a plain old C minor. Okay, C minor 7 is just a full bar on 3, by the way. And then I've got my G minor. Okay, I'm going to be playing that one. We already did that one. You know your A7 on ukulele. Again, I'm skipping C sharp diminished. It's going to be one of these. But in the moment, you probably can't find it. And that's it. That's all the chords, right? Or well, I shouldn't say that. The turnaround down at measure 23 gets a little intense. That's a place where if I'm a ukulele player, I'm going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, waiting for a chord to show back up that I know. All right, so there's that. Baritone players, you want to give it a try melody-wise? Can you guys play melody for me?
Sure.
Okay,
She's got a question,
Mike.
17.
Yep. 17.
What the heck is...
We have the eyeball, The
And then
Oh, oh,
something else.
yeah, measure 17.
and snowflake.
Measure 17. I put a snowflake on there. I can do that on my software, right? That's the note you're going to play. The snowball is for nothing other than, hey, this is exciting. Okay. Then I put the greater than sign and the long and the note on, or the long horizontal bar on it. That means play it loud and play it long.
Play what? The 10.
10. Okay, you can play. Okay, I love it that you're looking at the standard notation, by the way. So the snowflake doesn't mean anything, but the greater than sign, greater than or equal to sign means play it loud and play it long. The eyeball means play it really, really long, so let that thing ring out, and then NC means no chord there. So you could see exactly what's happening. Old gray mare down home has got to have hey. That's exactly what's going on there. And the second time, squirrels save, and what have they got? Nuts. Okay, so that's it. Okay, I didn't write the song, I just wrote the arrangement, right? So you need to make a big deal out of that 10. All right, so we're going to play just the baritone version tonight so you get a sense of how it sounds. And again, these guys are sight reading, so we'll make a ton of mistakes. Notice on the tough uke, again, same as I was talking about before. Everywhere where there's a chord, I just lay that in underneath the melody. I don't really change the melody at all. I just lay the chord in underneath it, and suddenly I have this really fancy sounding piece of music that anybody would be excited about playing. Not anybody. Some people would hate playing it, but you get the idea, right? Take the melody, find your chords, and then on beats 1, and in this case beat 3, you just drop in a chord underneath those, and then you'll end up putting in some decorative notes and other things along the way. But for the most part, you have 90% of the arrangement done. All right, baritone players. Actually, baritones, if you feel like you can do the tough, you do it. I'm gonna try that. Okay, and we'll play it. We won't do the repeat. So at skip 27 and 28, and go to the end. And I will see if I can help us walk it through a little bit. Okay, sight reading. 1, 2, ready, play. Decorative note, chord, melody. Let's stop there. Stop right here for a second. Okay, C minor 7 on baritone. Ukulele players, you'll find this exact same chord on your sheet music. It's a D minor. You're just playing a D minor, but your pinky is on 3. That makes it a D minor 7th. And then for baritone, when we slide it up to 4, it becomes a C minor 7th. And for on ukulele, it's whatever it is, right? It's what I think it's a G minor 7 is what's going on there, or is it an F minor 7? Anyway, it's just your D minor shape with your pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Okay, let's go from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 2. Okay, got a diminished shape. Here we go. Nice job, Diane. Really nice. Here we go. Back to the main melody. Go. And then this is a mess, right? It's another diminished chord, 7, 6, 7, 6. Play that. Okay, and then at 24, bar on 5 and pinky on 8. Go. Get your E7 shape or A7 shape for baritone ukulele. Back to the same thing. Second ending. Okay, it's a lot when you're sight reading, but as you take a minute to look through the song, it's not super hard. That those a couple of those chords are pretty hard, but for the most part, it slides in there okay. And think about how great it is to have a song that's called "Are You Having Any Fun?"
Yes.
And there's just a hint of naughtiness to it, right? Just a hint. Okay, this would be a perfect August 22nd song for you. All right, so it's 8 o'clock.
Sounds like the chicken dance.
Sounds a little like the chicken. Yeah, that's right. Da, 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 da. Cha, 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 cha. That's why we know that melody. It's the chicken dance. Good job, Aaron. We bring. Do you remember the chicken dance? I don't even remember how it goes. I just remember you do the chicken dance.
What's that doing?
Oh, dude. Erin is this very wise, very stoic, very thoughtful librarian, and she's right now doing the chicken dance over there.
Okay,
Elizabeth.
I tried to figure out what the chords were, why they used these chords, and where they were going. So I ended up with a bunch of like A minor 7 going to D7, and then a D7 going to G, and then you take a left turn, and then E7 goes to an A minor 7. A minor 7 goes to D. In other words, what do you call it? I don't know. Subdominant note.
A subdominant run, right?
No, that's not it either.
I think when you get to 23, yeah, it's fascinating because you've got this B minor 7th, which is not really resolved until the second note, going to this diminished chord and with the same name, right? And then A minor 7th. That all seems very weird to me. I don't know if I can. That seems like level 3 music theory for some reason. But then it cleans up a little bit. A goes to D, D goes to G. E7 doesn't feel exactly right in there, but then it resolves to A, and A resolves to D, and D resolves to G. So all that makes perfect sense to me on some level. That's really the dominant chords doing most of the resolving. But a lot of times with chords, when I'm putting them in, I trust whatever piece of sheet music I happen to be looking at, and a lot of times when I'm all done, it's not right, or it just doesn't sound right in my ears, and so I start to change them. And a lot of times I'm fishing around that B minor 7th at the beginning of 23. I don't know how many chords I tried before I settled in on that one. And it does work, but it just doesn't work at the moment. It needs that 4, which is the next note, for it to work properly. But I didn't change the melody because I told you guys I never changed the melody. So, but it does resolve. It's just like bah, and you can picture somebody singing that. Still okay. Right, so it's a really fun song. I love this song, and so I'm delighted that you have an arrangement for it. So this week, you guys play it and see what you can. I will post online my official 100% correct, no mistakes, exactly what God intended version of Over the Rainbow. The harmonica players have been playing it for a while, so Diane is going to come in and she's going to kill this. You guys will dig into it. It is not Iz's version, because Iz's version is wrong, as you know. And am I allowed to say that? This is the Judy Garland version, and I'm going to clean it up just a little bit and get you baritone and ukulele for it. And also, and to Yago's point, hey, when's the Muse Score workshop coming? I have the Muse Score blank, and so I'm going to post that along with a general discussion about how to use Muse Score. For those of you guys that have not downloaded Muse Score is completely free. If you go there, and they tell you to pay something, you're on the wrong website. MuseScore.org, you can download that for free. You can type in sheet music, for ukulele with ukulele tablature and the chords. It's not professional software, but it's really good for free. And there's any number of software packages out there. I use one called Finale. It's the professional version. It's super expensive and full of bugs. But the MuseScore one is sourced. It's open source software, so people are contributing to it, making it better all the time. So that's the one. If you want to start arranging, I need you to get MuseScore on your computer. We are going to do that. I'm going to put out a video discussion of that one rather than us having a class meeting of it. And I will get you guys started doing your arrangements. And really, don't start with your favorite song. Start with a kid song with limited number of chords that you know all the chords. Arrange that one first. Okay, Elizabeth.
Do they upgrade that every year?
MuseScore? MuseScore gets upgraded regularly because it's crowdsourced software, and so whenever somebody has time, they work on it and they clean up this or add this or whatever. And so, yes, it gets updated regularly. And I would say once it's in your computer, just go to whatever menu it's under. Check for updates. And I would say the first version that came out was pretty god awful. The last version that I've updated to is pretty nice. It's not professional level, but it's pretty nice, and it can certainly do ukulele orchestra arrangements with a certain amount of effort. And I've got a blank that you can use to get started on that. I think I've already given you my blank. So yeah, it does. They do update it regularly. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay, Over the Rainbow is coming, you guys. I'll send you out an email this week. I'll also send out an email about the MuseScore stuff, and I think that's all I know what to say. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being here. Very brave, and we will move forward next week. All about Over the Rainbow. Give you a one worth plan, and it is okay. It's okay. It's pretty good. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Peace.
We didn't do violins.
Oh, I forgot my last name. MuseScore, Shirley. M as in Mary, U-S-E, score, S-C-O-R-E, .org. MuseScore.org. Yeah. Thanks, Shirley. I'll send you guys out an email with more details. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you.
How many people in here heard the Ballad of Wild Mary?
Hum a few bars. Hum a few bars.
Oh dear. This is Ballad of Wild Mary